Hey there, junior paleontologists. It's me. And today we are taking a trip back in time to talk about one of the largest dinosaurs to ever live. This dino was so tall that it could reach the tops of the tallest trees and munch on their leaves. Can you name that dino? Pause the video here if you want to make a guess. Well, whatever your answer is, you might be right, you might be wrong. Let's go back in time to learn more about this towering beast and its amazing adaptations. Welcome to Paleologic. Our planet has been around for a very long time. So long that sometimes it can be hard to wrap our minds around how old certain things really are. For example, humans have only been around for about 300,000 years. By comparison, the Earth has existed for nearly 4.5 billion years. To put that into perspective, that's about the same thing as comparing a cat's lifespan to the entire existence of the cat family. When we think about the history of life on Earth, scientists break it up into different segments to help us understand how species evolved and changed over time. These segments are called eras, which are then divided into periods and further broken up into epochs. Today, we're going to focus on a particular period called the Jurassic. The Jurassic took place between about 201 and 145 million years ago. During this time, giant creatures like the Brachiosaurus roamed the Earth. So what exactly was the... Well, let's start with the basics. The name Brachiosaurus comes from the Greek words brach, which means arm, and sauros, which means lizard. But don't let that name fool you. This dino wasn't a lizard at all. Instead, it was a type of sauropod. Sauropods were the longest and heaviest dinosaurs to ever exist. Other sauropods include the Diplodocus, the Titosaurus, and the Art. During the Jurassic period, most of the continents were joined together in a supercontinent called Pangaea. Because Pangaea was split between the North and South Poles, the climates varied greatly. The South saw warmer temperatures and lush vegetation, while the North experienced freezing conditions and ice sheets. Fossils tell us that brachiosaurs were found in both locations, suggesting that they adapted to a wide range of environments. Now, let's get back to those amazing adaptations. As I mentioned before, the Brachiosaurus got its name from its long arms. But actually, it was the front legs that were longer than the back ones, giving the animal a slight tilt in its posture. In total, the Brachiosaurus had 4 legs, a long neck, a small head, and a whip-like tail. But it was the combination of these features that made it truly special. You see, the length of its neck and front legs allowed the Brachiosaurus to reach new heights quite literally. With its head held high, it could stand up to 40 feet tall. That's about as tall as a giraffe or a double-decker bus. Not only that, but its height gave it a wide field of view, helping it spot predators or other potential threats from far away. And although it wasn't built for running, it could walk pretty quickly, especially considering its size. Some scientists estimate that it could cover up to 5 miles per hour. That's faster than most humans can walk. But how did the Brachiosaurus use its height? Well, one of its favorite things to do was munch on leaves. This made it one of the world's first true herbivores, meaning it only ate plants. It used its long neck and specialized teeth to reach the most delicious leaves hiding at the tops of the tallest trees. And because it was so big, it could go a long time without needing to eat. Although scientists aren't sure exactly what its diet consisted of, they do know that it preferred to eat conifers. These plants provided the perfect nutrients to keep the Brachiosaurus strong and healthy. Despite its size, the Brachiosaurus was surprisingly nimble. It could walk through forests without knocking over too many trees, and it was able to use its long neck to reach places other animals couldn't. But being so tall wasn't always a good thing. You see, being at the top of the food chain meant that the Brachiosaurus was a prime target for predators. Luckily, its size gave it an advantage. in this battle of survival. Its thick skin protected it from most attacks, and it could run fast enough to outrun smaller predators. However, it needed another defense mechanism, and that came in the form of its sheer size. Imagine being a lone Brachiosaurus walking through the forest. Its footsteps shake the ground and make the trees tremble. Any animal that tried to get too close would be met with an unexpected surprise. The Brachiosaurus might not have been able to roar, but its presence itself was enough to scare off most attackers. Plus, it probably had excellent eyesight, allowing it to spot trouble from far away. Being so tall and having such great vision meant that it could avoid danger before it even got close. Another thing that helped protect the Brachiosaurus was its incredible heart. Yes, that's right. Scientists believe that the heart of a Brachiosaurus was massive, weighing up to 1,000 pounds. This is about the same weight as a walrus or a grand piano. But why did it need such a big heart? Well, you see, its heart had to work extra hard to pump blood all the way up to its head. After all, the Brachiosaurus was the tallest dinosaur that we know of, and gravity makes it harder for blood to travel upward. Having a bigger heart helped ensure that its brain and other organs received the oxygen and nutrients they needed to stay healthy. Today, scientists can study preserved fossils to get a better understanding of what life was like during the Jurassic. In fact, they learned about the Brachiosaurus's heart by examining its bones. By looking at the structure of its ribs and spine, they were able to determine how big its chest cavity was, which gave them clues about its heart size. They also found that it had special features in its bones that helped support its giant heart. One of the coolest things about studying fossils is that it allows us to learn about creatures that lived long before humans existed. But the Brachiosaurus didn't just disappear after the Jurassic period. No, its story continued in the form of ancient myths and legends. In Africa, people have told stories of a long-necked monster called the Mu. Some say it lives in the Congo River, and others claim it haunts the swamps of the Congo rainforest. Could it be the Brachiosaurus? Well, that's possible. In Chinese legends, there are tales of a sky dragon that controlled the winds and rains. Could this mythical creature have been inspired by the Brachiosaurus? Perhaps. In South America, indigenous groups told stories of giant thunder lizards. These stories could have been passed down for generations, keeping the memory of the Brachiosaurus alive long after it went extinct. But how did these stories survive? Well, some ancient humans might have seen fossilized remains of the Brachiosaurus and created stories to explain what they saw. Others might have heard tales from explorers who stumbled upon fossils and woven them into their cultures. Whatever the case, these legends show that the Brachiosaurus left an everlasting impression on the world. So what happened to this magnificent creature? Well, it turns out that the end of the Jurassic period marked a turning point in Earth's history. A massive asteroid slammed into our planet, causing widespread destruction and changing the climate forever. This caused many species, including the Brachiosaurus, to go extinct. But don't worry, it's not the end of the story. Scientists are still discovering new things about the Brachiosaurus and other dinosaurs. In fact, in 2014, a team of researchers found a fossil of a juvenile Brachiosaurus. They nicknamed it April because they found it during Easter. By studying this and other fossils, scientists hope to learn even more about the Brachiosaurus and its extinction. And here's the best part. Thanks to the work of paleontologists, we can continue to learn about the Brachiosaurus and other dinosaurs without ever having seen one in real life. We can explore their fossils and learn about their incredible adaptations and the world they lived in. Who knows what other secrets they'll uncover in the future? So remember the Brachiosaurus the next time you look up at a tall tree or watch a giraffe stretch for its favorite leaves. And never stop wondering about the amazing creatures that once roamed our planet. Thanks for joining me on Paleologic. If you enjoyed learning about the Brachiosaurus, be sure to subscribe for more fun science adventures. And don't forget, keep thinking like a scientist.